Hey people, all good? So, new tutorial for us. I think if I'm recording. Am I recording? Where? Where am I recording? One moment. Okay, it's this one, yeah? 1347. Okay. Should be okay, I hope. Quick tutorial on how to shade the tree, isn't it? So let me just open Maya, come on, file, open scene, and I'm on the desktop, shading lesson, you know, the usual setup. I think my HDRI is working because I am, using my own computer. So if you go on the color, I still have user, my name, desktop, or wherever you have the folder, and the HDRI is linked. So nothing new. I'm having, the shading lesson, and I've got downloaded inside the source images the 301 folder, isn't it? The one that we have in the drive. Let's see, sorry, the drive in our, the folder. No, not this one. Lesson, on asset 3D models 3, okay? So let's do this tree, okay? We need to import the tree, and the tree, in my opinion, is gonna be very, very big. So we need to resize it, to be honest, because otherwise it's too big. Like, take a look, it's huge. So I need to, first thing first, put this in a group, the tree wood and the tree leaf, Control G, and there is the tree underscore GRP, okay? And then we go to the scale and you make it a bit smaller, okay? And we can, we can see on the render camera what we are looking at. So I believe it's gonna be something like this. And then I want to maybe move it so it's kind of a tiny tree but still fits our story here. So let me hide the sphere. See, if the sphere is showing, you need to hide it, you need to unlock the visibility, but that's here. I can make it a bit bigger so it covers roughly, our space here, and it should be alright like this. So the tree, we saw that the tree has basically two main elements: the trunk, the wood, and the leaves. And there are two, geo, the wood and the leaf. But you see that there is this weird name. I really don't like it. This is happening when you import something inside of Maya. To remove this kind of weird thing, we need to go to Windows, General Editors, Namespace Editor, and we delete this. Delete, merge with parent, and take a look. This is going back to normal, wood and leaf, finish. So it's more tidy. So we got the tree here, and we need to do some shading of the tree. So let's start with the wood, okay? So as usual, inside the 301 folder, we got the 3D model of the tree and the texture folder. And we see that, we got the base color. Forget the displacement for now, but we focus on base color, normal, roughness, and the last one that we discovered, opacity. But these three, we already know what they do. And we have the same for, the leaf. Well, we don't have opacity for the wood, just for the leaf, because the leaf is special, remember. But for the leaf, we have everything, we we already know. So base color, normal, and roughness. And this is the base color looking like. If you open it with the image, the photos, you can take a look at the leaf in all its glory. Take a look, bam, the big leaf, okay? So let's do this quick shader, okay? We open the hypershade and we create a new standard material, AI standard, a new Arnold material in the hypershade, AI standard surface, and we rename it wood, wood_shd. Then we have to import our map. So base color, normal, and roughness. Forget the displacement. We do the displacement another time, but it's there. So I've got these ones. Let's organize them with the magic button. So these are the one we are using. Base color, then there is the roughness and the normal. We are organized, okay? And we plug it the same way we plugged the other material we did together. So base color, middle mouse click to color, base color. Then we do the roughness on the specular roughness, same thing, middle mouse click, and we need to set utility, raw, and alpha is luminous. And after this, we are doing AI normal map, remember, AI normal map, and we are plugging the color in the input and the out value in the normal camera. And we need to set the normal map to utility raw. So this is nice, this is good, but it's not finished because we need to apply this material to our selection. So I go, in this case, in the outliner, and I select the wood, and I go here and I do right click, assign material to viewport selection. So my wood shader is on the wood, and I believe that if you enable the texture in the viewport, we can in fact see that our wood texture is applied to our tree, see, and it's here. So let's take a quick render, okay? I save on where I have my scene, I set my ASCII, and I save. Takes a while, but then we're cool. And then I do Arnold, open Arnold render view, render camera shape, I refresh, and I launch the render. This is what we are looking at. Sorry, I've got a freaking mouse here. Oh, come on. I expanded this view. We did, the trunk. So if I zoom, we can see the texture of the trunk. So under this lighting, probably is not great. You don't see much, and also it's very small. But you can see that there are some, something going on here. There is this wood texture appearing on the trunk. And this computer is lagging a bit. Come on. Okay, enough. I save a snapshot to save my progress, okay? So now we need to do the leaf. Let's do it. I go to the hypershade and I create a new tab to be organized. Another AI standard surface, and I call it leaf_shd, okay? Now let's get the maps in, okay? I will get, and you see the TX file appearing. Cheeky, huh? The TX file again, ignore it. Base color, leaf normal, opacity, and roughness. We need this for, and we are discovering what opacity is. Again, I select everything and I organize it. I do like this, and I work again, organize. We got base color, the normal is the last one, the roughness, and like this, base color, roughness, opacity, normal, like in the list here. So again, middle mouse drag to base color, leaf roughness to specular roughness, and utility raw alpha is luminance. And let's leave the opacity for now, okay? Let's do the normal map as usual, as we learn. No AI normal map, out color input, out value normal camera. We set this to utility raw. Nice. So let's assign it. I select the leaf, or you can select them from here, leaf, right click on leaf, assign material to viewport selection. And we in fact see that we have some green going on in the story here. And we can zoom in and see what's going on. You see that we have, on all these planes that are the leaf are flat planes. It's crazy. Take a look at how many there are. And there is always the same image. And I'm not gonna open the UVs of this because it's gonna crash the computer. But basically all these planes, the UV of all these planes are all on top of each other, okay? And so you just need one material for all of them because the UV is going to be the same. So the texture is going to be applied the same way across all these small leaf/planes, okay? So it's going to make things easier. So let's take now a render. Let's save. Again, always save. And we have our snapshot of before. I refresh and we should start seeing something, isn't it? It's very, very dark. Let me actually crank maybe the directional light. I'll say intensity in Arnold, because this is a Maya light, remember. So with the Maya lights we need to find the Arnold tab. We need to set the exposure to maybe 0.5 just to have something a bit more visible, okay? Not strong enough. Let's do a bit more. Arnold exposure, maybe let's try 1. Not many improvements. This thing is so dark. It's really dark. I think there is some color correction thing going on here. Let's see. Maybe I take the sky dome and I crank it. Intensity 1. And let's say exposure 0.2. Alright, it's a bit better. Cool. Let's see that without the region render. Let's get a full view of this tree. It's gonna take a bit to do the render, but we can see that we have in fact our leaf, but our leaf are weird. You remember, because there are planes, they are square. I mean, leaves are not square. We have, in fact, to add, another tweak to our shader to make this leaf look realistic. But before I do that, I want to, analyze a bit what we are dealing with right now. Because it's, easy to say things, but sometimes it's not very understandable. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. I isolate it, and I select this one. And I shift select all the rest. It's gonna take a bit, I'm sure, because these computers are boring, and then I delete everything. And so I'm left with this nice situation here. I scale it super big and see, this is what we have. And let me now do something. I want to okay, now I want to place it here and make it bigger. so we all see what's going on. Là. I take it out of the group and I hide the tree, so we have this, okay? Now, this has still the same material, okay? Still the same, this one, still this one, okay? I redo it just to show you. Right click, assign material to viewport selection, and we have the leaf, okay? So let's give it a render. Let's do it. Arnold, open Arnold render view. I save and I shoot a render, and we have the leaf, okay? So this is the leaf, but it's weird. There is this kind of, you know, plane around it that is not what we really want to see, isn't it? This is not like a leaf. It's like an image of a leaf. Looks like the poster of a leaf or a wallpaper. It's not what we want, isn't it? So let me save a snapshot and close this. And let's talk about that map that we were talking about earlier, the opacity map. See, the opacity map is actually nothing more than a mask, okay, which is gonna hide what we don't want to see in our leaf, okay, and it's gonna hide where black is, because it's like a mask of Photoshop. So it's gonna tell the shader that the shader needs to still show the leaf where the white is and hide the rest of the plane where the black is, okay? So this size of texture is made exactly perfectly to fit that plane thing we saw before in Maya, this plane thing. This is in fact a plane, the face, a single plane, you see? This is, you will create it like this polygon plane. So that mask is helping us to hide it. So let me open this with let me open this sorry, let me open this in Photoshop. So I do open with Photoshop. Of course there is no Photoshop when you need it. Come on, here, open. And I'd like to open also the leaf base color. It's gonna take forever, of course. So yeah, hopefully this video doesn't last too long, but you can see how to set up, you know, the shader for the tree. But I wanted just to show you the maps a bit more closer, so you can really see what the opacity is doing, the opacity map is doing, which again is in fact a mask. So here we go. Oh, come on. This is not nice. What the... Why so many windows? So many windows to open Photoshop. Okay, thanks. All right. Good. So this is basically our opacity mask. And you can see it's basically just black and white information, isn't it? Wait a second. Okay, so you see it's basically black and white information. You don't see much. I mean, what you see, black and white. White is where the leaf is, and black is where the leaf is not. I just opened the other map. Shading lesson, source images, 3, and I open the base color. Okay, so I got the base color. Sorry, this Mac keyboards. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. See that basically this this mask is perfectly aligned with the leaf base color, and of course with also the normal and the roughness. But why are we using the opacity texture map? So we can tell the shader, when plugged in the right section of the shader, it's gonna tell the shader to hide everything else except the white. Okay, so this is pure black and white values, and it's a mask. Okay, it's a mask like you will do in Photoshop. Take a look. If I create a mask here, this mask is white now, but if I paint in this mask with black and I hide and I add like a color behind it, like a like a blue color, now I got this blue color behind it. If I paint with black on the mask, it's gonna hide, you see? It's gonna hide the leaf and show what's behind it, okay? So this is a mask. Is this thing here. So let me show you something, if I can get the hold of... My God. Let me see, I don't know if I can make this work. I'm trying to, okay. Okay, take a look now. I applied the mask, this opacity mask, onto the base color of the leaf, and see, now we hide the green background of the leaf to show what's behind it. So it's gonna do the same thing. I'm sorry if this is confusing. I'm probably gonna make another video to show this better, but it's really an easy concept. The black is just hiding what we don't want to see, and is doing the same in the hypershade shader. So enough Photoshop, let's plug this in the right way. So I've got my leaf shader and I've got the opacity texture map, and I do color, out color of the opacity to the opacity slot. See? So see, something here updates, but and something also here updates. Before we had like a green color in the rest of the plane with the leaf. Now the leaf is still there, but we see black. Okay, so let me just save and let's run a render, shall we? Let's open ARNOLD render view, and you see this was the before. Let's see now. See what's happening. That opacity map hide that green portion of the plane that we didn't need, so we can have just a leaf now. I'm sorry if this computer is lagging crazy, but that's basically the point of the opacity mask. This is very, very helpful if you want to do, for example, flags, like the pirate flags. I will show you maybe something like a pirate flag. Those pirate flags that are all broken, or even an old flag that is all broken up. You will not do that in 3D, because you will have to create a really heavy, full of polygon geometry, and it's not very efficient. You can just create your mask and then apply it to the plane, and that will show what you want to see, and will hide what you don't want to see. So that's basically the point of the opacity mask, and it's very common when you do like plants and things. So I'm gonna show you possibly another tutorial on how to make also the ivy, because the ivy works the same way. It's not a tree, but you're gonna have a branch that is a normal stick geometry, and then all those cards that are the ivy leaves, and that works the same way. But the only difference is that probably the ivy leaves are probably gonna be separate. It's not like one leaf base color applied to all of them, but let's see, it depends by the case. Okay, so now I'm gonna save this snapshot, because I like to save snapshot for some reason, I don't know. It's my hobby. You should try it. It's fun. So only the bark, then the leaf shader. Then we analyze just one of those leaves planes that actually was like a flat plane, like a flat face of a polygon actually. With the opacity mask, we are hiding what we don't want to see. Because otherwise, if you want to do this in 3D, you should do like a very dense, polygon, and then, manually select all these things. I mean, it's crazy. While this, with the black and white opacity mask, you can just do it, on one single plane without really making your scene very complicated. So, because, the more polygon you have, the more heavy the scene is. So this is a very efficient way to work. So I've saved the snapshot. Now, let's hide the leaf and let's bring back the tree to see our result here. But before, I'm of course gonna save, because otherwise maybe it crash. So get always used to save. And now we can update the scene, and we can see in fact that now we have our tree appearing, and this tree is looking a bit different. I still think it's a bit dark. Maybe I should change the HDRI, but in this instance I'm not gonna do it. Probably the only thing I'm gonna do is to maybe crank the sky dome to an exposure. I've got intensity 1, and that stays at 1. When you want to increase the lighting, but that's gonna be on the lighting video, you're gonna just play with the exposure concerning the Arnold sky dome light, because this is a native Arnold light. So 0.5. Okay, let's try 0.5. Let's see if it's better. Yeah, okay, it's a bit less dark, isn't it? I think, yeah, compared to this one, it's a bit less dark. A bit less shadows as well, but I wanted to focus on the leaves, okay? So see how many nice small leaves. We should add some apples, I think, because so we can eat the apples. But in this case, it's not season yet. We need to wait. So the apples in after the next tutorial. But yeah, let's see before and after. Especially here in the contour of the tree, we can see that this is really like a leaf, isn't it? But if we get the one before, this is all, more chunky, more, you see this. I mean, from far you could tell it's a tree, but, still, if you get a bit closer, you can notice that these are all flat planes, and it's not really what it should be. Take a look. This is what we should have. Some nice leaf shapes. And basically this is it for the shading of a tree. It's what you can expect by making the shading of a tree for your own project. This is gonna be very helpful for projects that are like I'm sorry, I cannot really get the zoom right in this mouse. So this is very helpful for maybe some project if you have some landscape or some green kind of environment. Trees are really nice because they really add something natural to your scene. It really gives a look that is much more, realistic, organic, because it creates some sort of, nature kind of thing, okay? So I will stop for now, okay, because I need to go, but I hope it's enough. I hopefully will load more of these trees tutorials if I find others, but anyway, you can expect a tree shading to be very similar to this one, okay? I mean, these are the elements. Basically, you have the wood material of the trunk and the branches, and then you have the leaf shader. And if you have like a fancy tree with some fruits, like a mango tree, you will have also fruits here and there on the branches. And I will show maybe, but in this case, it's just a tree, okay? So you can find it, of course, I stop, maybe I'll save. You can find it, of course, see the progress. Okay, so remember, opacity removes the background of the plane and just keeps the leaf shape, okay? Can be used for many other situations, like a flag, for example, if you want to do those tier on the flag, old flag, tier, I don't know if you spell it like this, but these kind of things, you just make a plane and then you will create the opacity mask okay, of the tiers, and then you will have a flag that, you know, looks like all broken, like this. This will be like the story, okay? So yeah, this is actually very good. You could almost use this flag and get the opacity mask like this, because it will be just the white inverted to black, and you will keep the diffuse. This, we could try to use this one actually for a demonstration, but enough for this right now. Yeah, that's all. That's the tree. Hope you have fun. Again, just for, you know, for remembering, you need to put the tree on your source images in your project if you're gonna use it, and you always work in this folder structure. I cannot, you know, repeat it enough because it's very important. So I drag and drop my tree with everything inside on my source images. So my shader is feeding information from that folder, not random around the, you know, your computer. Always work tidy, okay? So yeah, enough. And one last thing, you can find the tree, of course, in our 3D modeling, you know, folder. You go to asset, and I'm organizing, and I will add more stuff as we go. You got 3D models 301, and that's the tree, okay? So that's it. That's all. That's cool, okay? So yeah, let me know if you need any help. For now, this is gonna be enough. So have a good day, everyone.